What's up? Papa, good evening. Hello. I'm already live now, sir. So she wants to copy the link to send to them. Glory. Augusta, she's here. And they will send the link on the group. Put put it in one place first. You don't have a place for a personal place for yourself. What is it? What's in
Okay,
line?
you don't want
Okay,
them
they
to
have,
join you.
okay. Put it now. Then go to YouTube. You not then you not say this is the link to join live.
You can still post it on WhatsApp.
Eh?
You can still post it on WhatsApp.
Status.
Yes, no.
Then now you can I'm just do the major one for the city that is particular to us. No, we are just copying now. We need to where is the share? Yes, copy, we copy links, copy. You have to be above by the links. So put that phone on silent so please. Your your own is not connecting.
Um,
Time. Post it on WhatsApp. Good evening, everyone. We are live. It's the Real Estate Conference 2023. Please, if you're here with us, show some reaction. Let's see you in the comment section. Some emojis. Just let us know you're here. If you are live, let us know in the comment section. Okay, I can see you, Faith Oluwadumini. Sorry if I missed your name. You're welcome. Precious, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Let's show some excitement. Join us. Okay, I can see you, George. You're welcome, ma'am. Good evening. You're welcome. You're welcome. It's the Real Estate Conference 2023, and we are ready to learn. Yes. Okay, I can see you, Favor Success. I can see you, Nanji, Victoria. I can see Samuel. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. 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 So the Real Estate Conference, we're going to be learning a lot. We're going to be learning a lot. We're going to be learning a lot about real estate. From the response we got from the registration form, we saw that a lot of persons are interested in real estate, and also a lot of persons want to be real estate agents. Please let me know if you can hear me. Just let me know if you can hear me. If you can hear me, just say I can hear you, please. Let me know in the comment section. Please, if you can hear me, just let me know that you can hear me. Let me know you can hear me, please, so that I'm sure we are on the same page. Okay, okay. Thank you so much. So we're going to be learning about real estate. We're going to learn about real estate. We're going to learn about what to take note of before investing. There's so many parts of real estate investments. It's not just buy a property. So we're going to be learning so much in this 2 awesome days. So I want us to grab our seatbelts. I want us to get ready. We can pen down. We can take notes on our phones, and just be sure that we are learning and ready to put into action all that we are going to be learning. So our guest is actually with us already. She's here with us and live with us. So I'm going to be joining us soon. Thereafter, it's going to be awesome all the way. Okay, you can hear me. You can hear me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So right about now, we're going to be having Miss Mercy Okeke. Let's show some excitement if you're ready to learn. I'm going to be reading our bio shortly. Mercy Okeke is joining us, and in fact, everybody that knows me knows Miss Mercy Okeke. She's my madam landlady. I know she's madam landlady, but she is my personal madam landlady. So we're going to be having her in the house with us, and I'm going to be so invite your friends, share the link on your social media handles, and let them know that. Right. I think we're having a little bit of network issues. Okay, so we are here, and I'm adding. Okay, George said my model. Yes, we are ready. Okay, and she's ready for us. So
Okay, is it just my camera, but I can't see anything?
She's having a little bit of network issue. Okay, okay.
Hi, good evening. I am super excited.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay.
I can't seem to hear you, ma'am.
Are you serious? Can you hear me?
Ma, please check your mic settings. Okay.
My mic is working. My mic is working. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
You're welcome, ma'am.
Can you hear me? Please confirm if you can hear me. I need to be sure you can hear me. Can you hear me? Okay. Damiete, please confirm. Oh, thank you. Okay, I've seen comments. I think it's her end because we can hear you. Okay, you guys can hear me, right? You guys can hear me, so I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay, so I think she should
Oh,
just comment.
I don't know if it's a network issue, but we need to get this sorted before we can even stream. Hi, Messi. Are you with me? Okay, thank you, Damiete. Thank you. Thank you. I want to be sure that my audio is working. I'm trying to share this video to my timeline, but I cannot see where Messi is streaming from. Hi, Messi. Please confirm if you can hear me. I need to confirm something from you. Dr. Messi.
Okay.
Dr. Messi, can you hear me? I need to share this video to my profile so that more persons can join us, but I don't know where she's streaming from. Messi, can you hear me? Okay. Hi, Messi. Can you hear me? Okay.
Okay, I can hear you now, ma'am.
Are you sure you can hear me clearly? Are you sure you can hear me clearly?
I can hear you now, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Please, can you let me know what platform you're streaming to? Are you streaming to Facebook, or you're streaming to Instagram, or you're streaming to YouTube? I need the link to get to more persons to join us. What platform are you streaming from? Or what platform are you streaming on? Wow. Is this a network issue or what?
Oh, yes, it just came up. It just came up. I can hear you now, ma'am.
Are you sure you can hear me clearly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me know what platform you're streaming on. What platform are you streaming on? Facebook, YouTube? What platform?
Facebook and YouTube, ma'am.
I'm on your Facebook and I cannot find the video. I'm on your Facebook page right now and I cannot find the video. So I need to share it so that other persons can join as well. But I cannot find the video on your Facebook. I can't find the video. Can you send me the link?
Okay, ma'am. I'm sending the link now, ma'am.
You're streaming on YouTube. Damiete, please, if you are here, please send me the link from where you are. Okay, you guys are streaming from YouTube. Okay, I get it now. I get it. You're streaming on YouTube. Okay, great. Give me a minute. To share the link to for more persons to join in. I would like to add a couple of my people so that everybody can join in. Give me a sec.
She can see me on Facebook.
Give me a sec, please.
Okay, ma'am.
And that's it, my phone lets me do.
Okay, ma'am. We are on Facebook actually, ma'am. But I'm sending you the link now.
Facebook?
Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, I'm with you.
Can you see hear me? Everyone, can we hear me? I think while she's rejoining. Okay. Okay. Okay.
I'm ready. Let's go. I'm ready.
The next thing again.
Can you hear me? We're good to go. Can you hear me, Mercy?
Yeah, I can hear you, ma'am.
Okay, so can we get started right now? Can I start?
Yes, ma'am. You can.
Okay, great. Hi, everybody. Good evening. My name is Mercy. Okay, but call me Madam Landlady. All right? So I see Damiete is here. Thank you so much. I see you all the time. You join my broadcast all the time. Thank you so much, Damiete. I see Grace EDR. I see Sandra OKK here. I see Faith Olua Dumininu. Oh my God, that's a good name. Thank you so much for being here. And every other person, shout out to you. I see Miracle, I see Chigozie, I see Grace, I see Gabriel. Good to have you all here. So Mercy is an amazing friend. Mercy is an amazing sister, and I am so delighted she's doing this. And it's my honor
Thank you, ma'am.
to be here doing this with her. I am so excited for you. Thank you for having me on your platform, and I look forward to having a great time. Thank you once
Thank you,
again.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So Mercy has given me the cheapest topic to talk about. Right? So what do we do? Mercy is a realtor like I am. Mercy is a real estate expert. We are both Mercy. So we do the same thing. We do real estate sales and development of landed properties and houses in Lagos, outside of Lagos, wherever you are. We give you the finest of real estate. And beyond selling real estate, we provide decent housing solutions, right?
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
this conference is, I believe she has explained what the conference is all about. So, if you're looking to invest in real estate, to buy or to become an agent or whatever it is that is your interest in real estate, this 2 days conference is for you to learn, to learn everything you need to know to navigate the real estate waters in Nigeria. So, one thing I like to do when I am training like this is I love to take questions. I love to take questions because that is about the most easiest way to learn. When you ask people questions, they are able to address your actual problem. So it's possible for me to come here and just teach something randomly. All right. I may just come on here and teach what comes to my mind or what I was told to teach. Okay. But it may not be the exact thing that you want. So one thing I like us to do right now, if you have questions on real estate, drop it in the comment section and I'll take them as we proceed. Okay, I have a topic that Dr. Mercy has given to me to talk about, but I still want to take questions that are very, very personal to you because that is the easiest way to learn. I believe that if I take your questions and I answer them, they're able to help you progress from where you are to where you want to be. All right, so if you got questions, drop them. And then as we proceed, I'll take those questions, okay? Hey, my guy is here now. Dr. Victor Adesowa. So good to see you, brother. So let's go. Mercy said I should talk about what is real estate and what are the things you need to look out for before you buy a property. All right. So I'm not gonna make this really complex for you, but I'm gonna talk about something that I may have never talked about extensively before. So you want to stay to the end of this broadcast and then learn a lot from it. So, what is real estate, first of all? What comes to your mind when you hear real estate? Some people think that it's for the big boys. So it's not my thing. I don't want to talk about property. It's for those people that have money. If I don't have money, I can't do real estate. No. Whether you like it or not, whether you think about it or not, every day, every single one of us is involved in real estate. Whether you are buying a property, whether you are selling your property.
Sorry, ma'am.
Yes. My voice is echoing back at me. Okay.
Yes,
So,
I think it's better now, ma'am.
Okay, great. Thank you. So every single one of us is involved in real estate. Whether you're buying a property or you're selling a property or you are renting a property for your business or whatever it is, whether you are doing farming, whatever it is that you're doing, we are all involved in real estate one way or the other. I believe you have a house where you are living, you are paying rent. I believe you have an office where you are doing your business, you are paying rent, you are occupying a physical space to operate. That is, we are all involved one way or the other because real estate is a basic need of life. Let's go back to secondary school. The land, labor, factors of production, land, labor, entrepreneurship, and rent. Four basic factors of production, and then the basic need of life: food, shelter, clothing. Shelter comes in, and then factor of production, land comes in, rent comes in. So it tells you that real estate is a factor of production for both an economy, both a nation, and for us as individuals. So, simple and short, real estate simply means the sales, development, renting, or anything at all that you do that involves using land, a structure, a building, or whatever it is. So whether you're buying a house, whether you're doing farming, whether you are building your house or renting a space, you are doing real estate. Anything that involves tilling the ground, anything that involves using a building, anything that involves using an earth space is real estate. So when you hear real estate, don't think it's something for the big boys. Every single person plays in the real estate field every single day. We are all involved in real estate, okay? So when somebody asks you, what is real estate? It's simply the sales and development of landed properties, buildings, or any physical structure at all. It's a factor of production. It is both for nations and as individuals. I see my friend here, Abraham White, or Remy Atata. I see you, brother. So now that's that for real estate. Now let's talk about the one that's more important for me. Dr. Messi said I should talk about what are those things you need to look out for before you buy a property. What are the things you need to look out for before you buy a property? So I've divided this into two. The things you need to look out for before you buy a property. So I'll talk about for land and I'll talk about for house. So whatever it is that you're trying to buy, whether you're trying to buy a land or you want to buy a house, I'm going to divide this into two so that everybody gets carried along and you know what exactly to look out for, whether you're buying a land or whether you're buying a house. Okay, so let's start with what to look out for when you want to buy a land. Number one, people think it's for when people hear what to look out for buying a property. The first thing, the title, the location, the documents. Those ones are important. But the number one thing you need to look out for before you buy, the moment you say, I want to own a property in this life, the first thing that you need to look out for is the purpose of your purchase. Why are you buying the property? What do you want to use the property for? Are you buying the property for residential purpose? Are you buying for commercial purpose? Are you buying for investment purpose? Do you want to build a house? Do you want to build a school? Do you want to build a hospital? Do you want to build a factory? Do you want to build your home? Do you want to run a poultry business? What exactly do you want to do with that property? So before you begin to look at the location, I want to own land in Lekki or in Benin or in Ekoma or in Port Harcourt, wherever it is, or in Abuja. Look at why am I buying this property? What do I want to use it and do? So by the time you figure out what you want to use this property for, it will guide you to choose the right location, which is number two, the right location to buy that property. So don't just go and choose any location because you like the location, because it's close to your house, or because the government put refinery there, or because the government launched airports there. It's good. But if you say you want to build a hospital, you need to own a hospital in a partly residential area because your customers are families, children, mothers, fathers, husbands, wives. Those are your customers. Where do husband and wife live? Where do children live? They live in residential areas. So if you say you want to build a hospital, that's why you want to buy a property. You have to make sure that location where your hospital is going to be, your customers are able to access you. It's in a place where your customers can see you. So if you say you want to own a bank, you want to build a bank, I'm giving examples, or you want to own a poultry farm, that's the reason why you are buying a property. You need to be sure that location that you want to buy that property or you want to build that property is suitable for your purpose. Many people buy properties and then they figure out in future that, this thing that they want to build, that location is not a site for that business. Some people buy a commercial property and in the future they build and figure out the location is not easily accessible. And that's where business begins to fail. Some business will fail, not because they did not have capital, not because there are no customers, but because they are not in the right location that is still available to purchase. So when you go to universities, when you go to, let's say, University of Benin or any university at all, you figure out that the most popular businesses around the school area are mostly the things that students need, like shopping malls for clothes, like POS businesses, like what do students need? Cyber cafes, things that students need are the things you find around a university environment. Imagine me coming around a school to open a kind of business that students don't really need. I will struggle to sell. That because that location may not be the right location for me because students may not be my actual buyers. So I hope I'm driving it home. I hope I'm driving this home. So the location that you choose to buy your property must be the best suit location for that purpose you want to use the property for. That's why I said the number one thing to look out for is the reason why you want to buy that property. All right. So when you have a reason why you want to buy, you're now able to know what exactly or where exactly to have that property. Okay. Now moving on, we've talked about purpose of purchase and we've talked about the location. Now the next thing, that's for lands. Okay, for lands. Now going on, you want to look at the title on the property. The title. I'll talk about title. I'll talk about pricing. Now, the title of this property, does it have a CFO? Does it have a governor's consent? Does it have a government accession? There are different property documents. Different property documents. Okay, so you have to look at what's the title on this property. For some locations, not all locations we have CFO. I know we all know CFO is the most popular, it's the biggest document, but not all locations we will have a CFO in this life. Let me debunk that ideology. Not every location in this Nigeria will have a CFO. So we need to get comfortable with that reality. Some locations, all you can get is a governor's consent. All you can get may be a gazette. And all these are valid property documents. Not everywhere you find a CFO. Please let us remove that mentality that it must be CFO. You are not the government. You cannot force the government to give you CFO. Most times, especially in cities like Lagos and Abuja, that are very, very big in terms of commercialization and industry, the government don't release CFO that easily. CFO is not payment receipts. CFO is not a gege bread. The government does not release CFO that easily like we think. So we need to get comfortable with the fact that not every property in this world will have a CFO. So in a place where there is no CFO available, what other options do I have? You have a gazette, you have a governor's consent, you have a government accession, you have a freehold. These are valid property documents that you can get on a property. So whatever property you want to buy, and the documents are very, very important for you to look out for. So when you check out these documents and they are valid, they are verified, you can go ahead with your purchase. But the most important documents you need to get before you even start talking about CFO or governor's consent, the most important property documents. Please, am I rushing? Am I rushing? Hope I'm not rushing, so that I don't
No,
miss
ma'am.
anybody. Okay, so talking about property documents, the most important, or the first, let me not say most important, let me say first. The first property document that you need to get is the survey. The survey. Now, this survey shows you every single information about your property. The location of your property, the size of your property, the local government, the original owners of the property, and every single information you need to know about a piece of property. This afternoon, I was talking to a particular client, and he wants to go ahead with his CFO. The first documents that they asked us to bring is a survey. They will not ask you for governor's district. The first thing they're asking you for is your survey. That is the first verifiable document that means you are the original owner of a particular plot of land. So that's the most, or the first important document you need to get when you want to buy a property. So once you get that survey document and you chart it, and the governor or the surveyor general confirms that it's a very legitimate property, you can go ahead and purchase the property and then process other documents along the line. So let's say you want to have a CFO on your property. It's good. But before you can qualify to have a CFO, you must have a registered survey. So it shows that CFO is a process. When you go to apply for CFO, there are documents they will ask you to bring. So in a case where you cannot provide those documents, you may not qualify for a CFO. So before you begin to ask for CFO, please ask for survey. Because it is that survey that will let you know if that property is legitimate or if it's fake. Now we see a lot of persons that the government comes to demolish their house. And they are saying, oh, the government is wicked. The government demolished the house. The government did not wake up today and say they want to demolish the person's house. The government is not that wicked. They are not that inhuman. But the government have the right to demolish your property because you did not pay attention to your survey. People who have had their property demolished or people who have had their property taken from them, from the government, is because they did not study their survey. On a survey will tell you if a particular place is for a road network. On the survey is always drawn where this area is for. If this area is for road, please don't go there. If the survey tells you, oh, this area is government land, don't go there. But you see a lot of people who are stubborn and who think that their money can buy them anything. They go ahead and buy the property that the government said is for road, or it's for general hospital, or it's for government school. People go ahead and buy them. Then when the government comes, like after 10 years, after 20 years, you see the government is wicked. The government is not wicked. You are the one that did not pay attention to your survey. So next time you're buying a property, the first thing you need to ask for is the charting report. Charting report survey of a property to be sure that it is not under any government acquisition. When you have the survey, you can now begin to talk about the CFO, every other documents that comes along. Okay, so property title is one very important thing so that you don't lose your money, so that you don't misinvest your resources. Now that's that if you are looking to buy a land. The purpose you are purchasing the property for, the location, the title. Another thing I'd like to add is who you're buying from. Who you're buying from. Who are you buying from? When people say they fall victim of scam, oh, I bought this land, and in 2 years, in the last 3 years, nothing have happened because they did not allocate to me. They did not. Many times, who are you buying from? Make sure whatever you're buying property from, you're buying from a trusted source, a trusted developer that has a track record of delivering on their promise. Work with or buy from a realtor or from a company. I always advise companies. I will never advise local agents. I always advise companies. I always advise you from a company, not local agent. Especially if you are buying for a long term, like you want to buy this property right now and leave it for a long term. You can't afford to buy from anybody. Just anybody you see on the road. No. Ensure you are buying from a developer with a track record of delivering on their promise. All right? Now, going forward from that, what to also look out for when you're buying a property. Now, this time around, if you are buying a house, I've talked about what to look out for if you're buying a land. What I want to talk about now is what to look out for if you are buying a house. All right? So if you're buying a house, of course, location is important. I've talked about that. I've talked about the reason why you want to buy the house. Maybe you want to use it as a vacation home or a shortlet. It's also very, very important. So the same tip applies to buying a house. The reason why you're buying the house, do you want to live there with your family? Or do you want to rent it out? Or do you want to use it for office space? Or do you want to use it for maybe shortlets, vacation home, anything at all? So you have to know, what am I using this building for? That will now further guide you to choose the right location and then the right structure and all of that. So if you're looking to buy a house, whether a developed house, you need to look at the age of the property. The age of the property, of the house. So if you're buying an already built structure, now land is different. If you want to buy land, land is ageless. Land is timeless. You don't even need to stress yourself if you're buying a land because, of course, lands do not perish. Lands are not perishable, okay? But when you want to buy a house, an existing structure, maybe a 2-bedroom duplex or a 5-bedroom or whatever it is, you need to ask them, how long have this house been standing? Because houses depreciate. Houses depreciate. The longer a house has been in the market, the longer it will need, the more it will need some renovations here and there, some remodeling here and there, some leakages, some cracks may be on the wall, some leakages from the roof, the foundation, and all of that. So you need to be sure, if you're looking to buy a house, you need to ask them, how long have this house been in the market? The longer a house has been in the market, the more it will need more money to maintain. House is not like land. So you got to know how long. If it has been in the market for like 5 years or 10 years, you know that, okay, it will definitely need some renovations, maybe changing the painting, or some parts of the wall are cracked, or the ceiling is leaking. Something may have gone wrong somewhere. If you are trying to buy a house that has been in the market for like 5 years or more. But if the house has been in the market for like 2 months or 3 months, hey, you are more relaxed. It is still at the infant age. Okay, so you're trying to buy a house, you need to be sure how long have this house been in the market. So it will now guide you to price the property appropriately. So if the property is kind of dilapidated, you now know how to price it. If it's a new building, you know how to price the building. Because of course, a new house may be more expensive than a house that has been in the market for like 10 years. Maybe the owner wants to just resell because he needs money. Do you understand? Yeah, so you need to look at the age of the building. Now, another thing you need to look out for if you are buying a house is who developed this house? Who develops the house? Who built the house? Was it those local bricklayers? Those local Baba Morufu and Baba Sikira along the road? They'll come and carry block on their head, carry pan and carry shovel. Who built, or did you employ ABC Construction? Did you employ XYZ Building and Construction Limited? Who did you employ to build the house? Because of course, who developed the house will tell you the quality of this house. Because you and I know that who built the house, expertise is required, experience. You cannot afford to have poor workmanship on your house. You cannot afford to build a house and then in 5 years you're hearing risk of collapse. You know? So you need to be sure who built this and what is the track record. Person have built houses before, or is it my own to learn work? Have you built house before? Have you use my own to learn? Do you understand? So you need to be sure who built this house so that you don't buy a house that in the nearest future you are hearing if like say the staircase don't follow. If like say you need to renovate. Do you understand? So yes, you need to be sure who builds the house so that you are sure of quality in terms of construction, excellent workmanship, and then delivery. There have been people who say, I paid for a house 4 years ago. It was trending on Facebook sometime in December. A woman that said that posted about her friend that bought a house, an off-plan house, and in the last, I think 4 years, they've not given her the house and all of that. These are the issues with buying from the wrong developers. You need to be sure who you're buying from, okay, and then the person's track record. Have they delivered on projects before? Can I see what you have done before? Because I need to see testimonials. I need to see what you have done before I commit my money to you, before I can trust you to build my house for me or to buy a house from you. Do you understand? So yes, who you're buying from, who develops the house is very, very important when you're looking to buy a house. I'm rounding up. You're looking to buy a house. Another thing you need to look out for is the size of the property. The size of the property. Properties have sizes. We have 300 square meters, we have 500 square meters, we have 1,000 square meters. There are different sizes of different properties. So before you buy a property, you want to know what's the size, because when you know the size, it will help you price the property appropriately. So then help you know how much to price the maybe the house or the land. If it's a land, it's measured in, you know how many square meters, so you know how much to price. If it's a building, you want to know, okay, how many bedroom? Is it 5 bedroom? Is it 3 bedroom? If it's 3 bedroom, do all the rooms come en suite? Like, do all the rooms have toilet and bedroom in them? Is there a boys' quarters? Is there water rushing? Is the house painted? What's the quality of the finishings on the house? How was the house finished? What are the quality of the doors that was used? The quality of the lights that was used? Electricals, plumbing that was done in the house. All of these things will help you know how to price a house better. So when you're buying a house, you need to look out for a lot of things. The number of rooms, the finishings, the furnishings, the quality of the electrical work, the plumbing work, the lights, and everything that goes into a house. The structure, how solid is the structure? Who developed it, like I said before? The number of rooms. All of these are things you consider before you buy a house, so that you know how to price the house appropriately, so you know how much you can get value for your money. Okay, so that's very, very important when buying and for a land, all you need to worry about is just the size of the land, whether it's 1,000 square meters, or whether it's 500 square meters, or whatever size it is. The size is equally very important, so that you are not cheated, so that you know how to price the property better. Now, another thing to look out for when you're buying a house is the structural design and the finishing. Yeah, I said that in the previous time. The size, the structural design, and the finishings. Now, if you want to know how solid a house is, you will have to work with a structural engineer to give you a physical integrity test. There's something called physical integrity test of a building that shows you how solid is this house. What is the quality of the materials that was used? What are the risks in the future? Is it going to collapse? If earthquake happens, is the house going to, collapse? Is the house prone to flooding? Can this house be flooded when it rains and all of that? What's the height of the foundation? What's the quality of the soil? Is the soil is it a waterlogged area, or is it a completely dry land? If you know that, if you are building a house, there are different kinds of foundations. So if you are building a house on a land that has water, you have to put extra work in your foundation. But if you are building in a land that is just dry, you don't have to worry yourself. Just do normal foundation. So you have to look at this house I want to buy. What is the soil like? Was the soil dry or wet? So if the soil is wet, you now want to look at the kind of foundation that was done to be sure that it is appropriate for that quality of soil. So all of these things is what your structural engineer will find out for you. Am I making sense? Please let me know in the comments. Am I making sense?
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
anybody getting something from this? Things to look out for before you buy a property. Whether a land or a house, I've given a couple of tips that you need to look out for before you buy a land. So for lands, I talked about the purpose of purchase, I talked about the location, I talked about the title, and I talked about the size of the property for lands. And if you're trying to buy a house, I talked about the age of the property, the developer who developed the property, the size of the property, rooms, number of rooms, and all of that. And I also talked about the structural design and the finishings. When I mean finishings, I'm talking about the doors, the key holders, the security control, the windows, the lights, maybe the plumbing, the electricals, and all of that. Those are finishings in a house. The painting that was done. Okay, so all of these things are the things you need to look out for when you want to buy a property. These are the basic things, and I hope that with this viewpoint of mine, I've been able to convince you or to educate you on what you need to know before you buy a property. So, any questions? I'll be glad to take questions right now. Thank you so much, Dr. Bessie.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much. I see
We
you,
have learned
Gracie Kiara.
a
Hi,
whole
I see
lot.
you, Precious Chuendu. Good to see you. Good afternoon. I see a particular name here, Funny Cast. I see you. Good afternoon. So, any questions? I'll take them right now.
I think someone asked about a C of Oma.
Okay, where's it? Please, can you highlight the question and put it on the screen so that I can see it?
Okay, ma'am.
Put it on the screen so that I can see the question. What is CFO? Okay, CFO is the highest property document you can get. It is a property that that gives the holder total control over a property or total ownership of a particular property, whether a land or a house. So if a property is said to have CFO, it means you have the highest, you have been conferred the highest authority over a piece of property. That is, you have been screened, the property has been screened, and you, as Mr. Chigozie, you have been certified that you are the legitimate owner of this particular plot of land in Lagos State or in Benin City or in Abuja. So it is simply the highest property document issued by the government of a state to an individual or to a cooperative or to a company, organization, given from the government of a state to an individual, saying that you are certified as the original owner. And any other person, nobody can debunk that fact. Nobody can what's the word? Nobody can come against that and say it's not your own. So whatever name is on that CFO, it is said that from the highest authority, that person has the property. That's what a CFO is basically. So it's the highest property documents that you can get. Yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much,
Miss Chigozie, is that clear? Okay. I guess she's clear on that. Any other question in the house? Any other question? It's such a privilege to have you, ma'am.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much.
Okay. Somebody just asked the question.
Can a CFO be faked? Can someone be giving a fake CFO? Yes, CFO can be faked. CFO can be faked because this is Nigeria. This is Nigeria. Okay? So anything can be faked in Nigeria. Anything, absolutely anything. Okay? So that is why if you joined us from the beginning, I talked about having a survey. A survey is the first document you have to get. For you to qualify for a CFO, you must have a survey in your name. So before the government gives Precious Chiwendu CFO, the government must confirm that the survey bears your name as well. The survey cannot be bearing Mr. Chigozie and then CFO is bearing Mr. Precious. No. So that is why the survey is the most important thing that gives you original information, because it is that survey information that is now used to prepare the CFO. So in a case where the survey is saying a different thing and the CFO is saying a different thing, there's a mix-up somewhere. So yes, CFO can be faked, and that's why it's important to get your survey right, and then work with the right people. Work with the right people so that nobody will fake CFO for you. So even if you want to buy property today and the person shows you, say, see my CFO, tell the person, take me to the property. I want to go there with my surveyor. So when you get there, ignore the CFO they are showing you, ignore it. Tell them, take me to the land or the house, whatever it is. My surveyor, pick the coordinates. Pick the coordinates. There's something called coordinates. I don't have one here. I'd have shown you. But on a survey, there's something called a coordinates, like numbers, about 10 different numbers. So the surveyor will pick that coordinates, then take it to the surveyor's office to check. So that's coordinates. Whatever that coordinate brings out is what's going to stand. If the coordinate tells you ABC and the CFO says XYZ, CFO is fake. It is what that survey says that we work with to now prepare a CFO. And that's why when you go to the government to do a CFO, the government will tell you, go and bring your survey. And when you bring your survey, they will still check it to be sure that it's not fake survey you are bringing, because anything can be faked. All right? So I hope that answers your question. That means you're asking a question. Put it on the screen for me, please. Put it on the screen for me.
Okay, ma'am, it's on. It's on the screen, ma'am.
As a router that is, your team should consist of one rule. And how do you go about building? Okay. As a router who is concerned about protecting your clients from scam, your team needs to consist of, let me say, two things. You have to have a surveyor that has sense, a surveyor that has integrity. A surveyor that has integrity. If you have a surveyor, whatever team you are building, if you want to go and pack the whole Nigeria as your team, no problem. But if you have only one surveyor, just one man surveyor will protect your interests, protect your client's interests, protect Nigeria's interests. If we have just one surveyor that has integrity on your team, you are good. I have a surveyor that I work with, and he's an amazing surveyor. Amazing. If he tells you A, his A is A. If he tells you B, his B is B. He doesn't fake it. Of course, there are surveyors that will fake it. There are surveyors that do not have integrity. Some surveyors will see A on site and tell you it's AB. then they. So yes, have a surveyor. With just one surveyor, you can always work with, because if you're talking about protecting your client's interest, it means that you don't want them to be scammed and you want them to buy the right property, to invest in the right property. And the only person that can confirm that a particular property that your client wants to buy is authentic is a surveyor, not your team members. The surveyor is the first person, not even a lawyer. Even if you have a lawyer, the lawyer still needs the surveyor, because lawyer cannot pick coordinates. Lawyer cannot chart property. Lawyers only come in when there is a what's the word? Lawyers only come in when there's a dispute. Lawyers only come in when they need to draw a deed of assignment. Lawyers only come in when somebody is dragging the land. Lawyers come in where they want to study the history. So let's say a property have moved from hand to hand over this. So let's say a land now was Dr. Mercy's own. Then later, Dr. Mercy now sold the land to me. Now I want to sell the land to Damiete. A lawyer can come in there and say, oh, I want to study the history. How has this property come from hand to hand over the years? Let me know. Okay, Dr. Mercy, you are the first person that have this, that own this land. How did you get it? Mercy may now say, oh, it's her great-grandfather that gave her the land. Then she now sold it to me. So the lawyer is the one who's going to help you and find out the history. It's like when you want to marry a wife, you want to marry a husband, you will see that the family of the girl and the family of the guy will go to the guy's village to go and investigate. So that's where the lawyer comes in for any case of property purchase and all. So who you need basically is a surveyor, a trusted surveyor on your team to help you verify authentic properties that you want to sell. When you have that, you're good to go. You're good to go. And I don't know if that answers your question. Please let me know. You have access to me, Damiete, all the time. You can always ask questions. So let me know if that answers your question.
Damiete. Wow, she had a lot of questions.
You're blasting me with questions. You talk about this easily of property. Does this? Okay, please help me put Grace a DRS question.
Okay.
Grace, so that I don't miss them. Okay. Yeah. You talked about things to look out for when buying a property. Does this rest on the realtor or the prospective owner of the property when the latter is employing the services of a realtor? Okay, if the person who wants to buy the property is buying from you, it is your job as a realtor to figure out how authentic it is. So figuring out how authentic the property is lies on the shoulder of the realtor, because the realtor does not know the new buyer does not know the previous owner. It is you that is bringing the buyer. So the buyer trusts you enough to be sure that whatever you want to sell to him or her, you have verified it. So many times before I even put out a land and say, hey, come and buy it, or a house, I have my surveyor that charts the property and confirms that it is authentic. Because when I'm bringing a buyer, my buyer knows me. He doesn't know the company. He doesn't know the owner. It is me. It is my integrity on the line. It is my trust on the line. It is my job as the realtor to work with a surveyor to determine how authentic a property is before I can sell. So it is on your shoulder as a realtor. But of course, some property buyers still insist that they want to do their own due diligence. You can still allow them to go ahead and verify, but you have to give them information to work with. Then they can now further, if they want to, they can now further go and do their findings. Okay, so let me know if that answers your question. Am I still here? Am I still in this house? Because I cannot see Dr. Mercy. I cannot see Dr. Mercy. So I hope that answers your question, Grace. I hope that it does. So Damiete is asking, please can somebody confirm if I am here, if you can hear me. Please confirm if you can hear me. Damiete is asking a particular question. Damiete is asking, Okay, thank you. Thank you. I'm still here. So I'm trying to read her question. Trying to use my phone to read the question from Damiete. So Damiete said, what if a property already has a genuine C of O? Can the new owner apply for another C of O or collect the C of O from the seller? Okay, the government does not issue C of O twice. The moment I have a C of O already on a property and I want to sell it to you, Damiete, if the government has given me a C of O before, the government cannot give you another C of O. C of O is only given once. C of O is only issued once. So if a C of O is bearing Damiete George as the owner, and Damiete George wants to sell the property to me, Mercy Okeke, the government cannot give me another C of O bearing Mercy Okeke. All I can do, what I can get is a governor's consent. What I can get is a governor's consent. So when I buy the property from Damiete that has a C of O, and I say, okay, it's the same property, the C of O is still valid. The C of O is still valid. But if I insist that me too, I want to have something in my name, I want my name to show somewhere, I can decide to take the deed of assignment. I'm sure we know what is deed of assignment. Deed of assignment is a document that shows legal transfer of ownership. So if I buy a property from Damiete George, Damiete George is going to prepare a deed of assignment for me. So it is that deed of assignment that I can take to the governor's office, the governor of the state. So if the land is in Benin or is in Lagos or is in Port Harcourt, I will now take that deed of assignment to the governor's office and tell the governor, oh, this property, Damiete have bought it before, and you have given her C of O. But now I want to buy it from her. You will give me governor's consent that this land that we gave C of O have moved from Damiete hand to Mercy's hand. So the government will now give me a governor's consent. I cannot get a C of O again because C of O is only given once. They cannot give C of O for two different names because once the government puts a name on their system, it has gone to the database. It cannot be reversed. But if I decide that I want to do a document that will have my name, the only thing I can get is a governor's consent. So I will take my deed of assignment to the governor's office and pay another money. Of course, it's not free. I'll pay to get a governor's consent. Okay. So most times when you see that's why I said in the beginning that not all properties will qualify for a C of O. There are conditions that a property must meet before it qualifies for a C of O. So if a property has C of O before and it has passed from hand to hand, it can no longer qualify for a C of O. So it's a criteria. It's a criteria to qualify for a C of O. It must not have been issued before. It must be a virgin property. A virgin property before you can qualify for a C of O. So is that okay, Damiete? Is that okay? Did that answer your question? And any more questions, please?
Okay. That's very clear, ma'am.
Was it clear? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Any more questions?
Okay. I guess that's all.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, another one.
Okay, bring it on. Bring it on. Bring it on.
I think we'll be taking this as the last.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Is C of O transferable?
Okay.
I just answered that question right now when I was talking about Damide's question. C of O cannot be transferred. It is not transferred to anybody. It can't go from one person to another. Whoever has their name on a C of O, it is that person that will carry it for life. Whatever name that has the C of O on it, it cannot move from Mr. A to Mr. B. No. That's why I said if Mr. A have obtained the C of O on the property, it cannot move from Mr. A to Mr. B, even if Mr. B buys that property. The C of O is the same property, so it is still said that the property still has a C of O, because what's changed is only the owner. The land did not change. The land is still there. The land is still static. It is not, the land did not change. It is just the owners that changed. But however, C of O cannot be transferred. The only way we can transfer it, in quotes, is to issue a governor's consent. So the moment a governor's consent is issued, on that governor's consent and the deed of assignment, it will be stated that on the 17th of January, okay, let me give an instance how we can transfer a C of O. Transfer in quotes, please. Let me put this in quotes. I want to show you how we can move from one person to another. Doesn't mean that a C of O can change. Please, am I making sense? I don't want us to have what's it called? A misunderstanding. So Grace, Mercy, and Damiete, 3 of us. Grace Idiare, you bought a property, a piece of land in Lagos, and you went to the government gave you a C of O. Congratulations, you are the first owner and the original owner of that land. Somewhere along the line, Mercy Okeke, that is myself, I came to meet you and I told you, hey Grace, I want to buy your property. And you sell it to me. That C of O cannot change from Grace Idiare to Mercy. The C of O cannot be changed. The name on the C of O cannot be changed. It will still remain Grace Idiare. But what I can do is, I will go to the government and tell the government that, okay, I bought this property from Grace Idiare. She has a C of O. She's the original owner. But Grace now sold it to me. Please, give me a governor's consent that nullifies this ownership that Grace has. Is it making sense? So with that governor's consent,
yes,
it nullifies your ownership. So on that governor's consent and the deed of assignment we're going to draw, it is going to say, okay, on the 17th of January 2001, Grace bought this property, or Grace is the owner of this land. She bought it in 2001 and she obtained a C of O. But in 2023, she is now selling this property to Mercy. In December 20th, 2023, she's selling it to me. The date nullifies you as the owner because we are working in the present. Do you understand? That's why dates are very, very important. Dates are very important. So there is no way a governor's consent will be issued on the 20th of December 2023 and the C of O is saying 2001. It means that something has happened along the line that have moved ownership from you to you. And we understand that for a property to have a governor's consent, we already know that it was a C of O that was issued before. Is it making sense? Is it making sense? Grace, please let me know if you understood this illustration. For any property that has a governor's consent, it is common knowledge. The moment any property buyer or even the government sees a property with a governor's consent, automatically we know that a C of O has been given before. Automatically.
Okay.
So we are now going to look at the dates. At what date did this property change from C of O to governor's consent? And then you know that there was a change in the name and owner. Do you understand? Please let me know if you understand this. I do not want us to have, I know we are trying to buy properties or we are trying to sell properties, and your clients may ask you these questions. I don't want you to go and tell them something else. So you need to be able to explain how the property transitioned and why it is very necessary. So C of O cannot be transferred because the name on the C of O cannot change. The only way a property can transfer ownership is, and if it has a C of O before, is by doing a governor's consent. Please let me know if I explain this thing in a way that all of us understand it, so that we don't have misunderstanding. Please let me know if you are clear, Grace. Okay, thank you. Grace confirms that.
Very, very clear, ma'am.
Okay, Collins, Opere, Mercy, Dr. Mercy, is this going to be the last? I can see a couple of questions after Grace. Does the land location affect the price of the C of O? Yes, it does. The land location affects the price of the C of O. The C of O costs money to do. Let me use Lagos for an example. If you want to do a property in a developed place, if you want to do a C of O for a property in a developed place in Lagos, like Lekki, Aja, all those developed places, the cost is always higher. The price of a property with a C of O in a developed area is always higher than one in a very, very, inside village own. So yes, the location of the land affects the price of the C of O. Right now in Ekpe is like a remote area in Lagos right now. If you want to do a C of O, you're spending like 700,000 to 1 million for C of O in Lagos. But when you go to Lekki, Aja area in Lagos, to do a C of O, you're spending about 4 million naira, 5 million naira. So the more developed the location, the higher the price. Okay. So yes, the location affects the price. Does the size of the land affect the price of the C of O? Sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. The one I was handling yesterday, a client of mine bought a property, 500 square meters, and when we did our inquiries on how to get a C of O, the government said whether from 100 square meters to 1,000 square meters, the price is 5 million. Okay, so it means that whether you buy 100 square meters or you buy 200 square meters or you buy 500, that's the same money you go pay. Who buy 1,000?
Same amount.
Same amount. So the prices are often in a particular range. From 100 square meters to 100 square meters, you are paying 4 million. From 1,200 square meters to 5,000 square meters, you are paying 3 million. So any size that fall in that range, obviously you go pay with that. Sometimes, does it make sense to you right now? So oftentimes, sometimes it does. But in some locations, the government will tell you, okay, if you are buying, if your land is 500 square meters, you pay 200k. But if your land is 300, you pay 50k. It depends on the location. It depends on the location and the policies that the government of that state have put in place. Okay, so there's no one strict law that governs every location. Every location with their own policies that governs them. All right. So I guess that's all the questions we have for today. Okay. Messi.
I think that's all. Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm grateful, ma'am.
Thank you so
Thank you so much. We learned a lot. We can confidently buy properties now. Like we can confidently buy properties and sell
not make mistakes, okay? Not make mistakes. So
yes,
guys,
no
if you're
mistakes.
still here, please join Victor Adesewa's session. I'm actually going to come in to join that session because Victor Adesewa is someone you need to listen to, and there's someone else on the flyer that you need to listen. But all the speakers, please join them. There's something you're going to learn from each of them, and to help you invest better, and also help you as a realtor to understand your industry better. So that one day you'll be the one to come and teach us. All right. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you. And thank you to the message for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you too.
I'm still in this one question. Oh God. That was awesome. Faith Oluwa Dumininu. Sorry about if I mistook your name pronunciation. We'll definitely get an answer to your question. Please just, if you're on the group chat, just send it on the group chat so we can take note of that. Thank you so much, everyone. We are going to be having our second speaker right about now. We're going to be having our second speaker. Can we still hear me? Please just confirm if you can still hear me. Please confirm if you can still hear me. Okay. Yes, it was an awesome session. Okay. Oh, you can still hear me. Awesome. So we're going to be having our next speaker, Mr. Efosa Oshodi. I'm going to read his bio. I'm sorry I could not read the bio for Miss Mercy Okeke. We're having some network challenge, so could not read that. So I'll just okay. So Mr. Efosa Oshodi, um, step this down. Okay. 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 So Mr. Efosa Oshodi is the CEO of Firm Properties. He has built a reputation for providing expert guidance and innovative solutions for clients seeking to invest or develop properties. He is a highly sought after consultant, coach, and investor in the field with a wealth of knowledge and experience to share with others. Efosa's background in real estate is extensive, having organized a series of real estate development programs and property investment series, which have helped many people to build their portfolio and gain knowledge of the real estate industry. He has also mentored hundreds of people to succeed in the industry, guiding them on the path to achieving their goals. Efosa is also a certified business coach, helping individuals and businesses achieve their goals in the real estate industry. So it's a pleasure to have Mr. Efosa. Funny enough, he brought me into real estate. So this is the foundation of my real estate. So it's such a great pleasure to have Mr. Efosa Oshodi in the house, and we are going to be learning a great deal. So so we are ready to have you. Yes, sir. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, Dr.
Please, can you hear? Can you hear?
I can hear perfectly.
Yes, I can hear you. Okay, I want to be sure that others can hear you. Please let's know in the comment section if you can hear our speaker. Okay, sir, you can begin.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Dr. Messi, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for this opportunity. It's been a long time, and it's been a long journey. So I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
I'm really glad to.
Thank you, sir.
This is a very wonderful opportunity, and I appreciate each and every one of you that are on this platform right now. Today, Dr. Messi is a very determined. I've known her for one thing, and that thing is determination. She has a very strange interest for real estate. I was asking her how. What? You're a doctor. What are you doing in real estate? She has this. She has this. I really don't know how to. But it's awesome. So
Thank you, sir.
it's awesome. That's all I can say. Without taking much time, I'm just. So I appreciate everyone on this platform right now, and I believe that we have, come to here. I appreciate our Miss Landlady, right? The first speaker.
Mercy Okeke, yes. Mercy Okeke,
Yes, that
yes.
was awesome. I was really, I was blown away. I was like, wow, wonderful. That's beautiful. Like, I was really impacted. Knowledge is very, very important. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Sister, can you increase your mic volume a little bit? It's getting faint at some point.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, better now. Yes, sir. Better now.
Perfect. Okay. All right. So can I proceed?
Yes, sir, you can.
All right. So straight away, um, like our first speaker, told us, she said, real estate is, you know, a piece of landed property. When we say real estate, this is a question people ask: what's real estate? What's real estate? In fact, that like one of the major questions. What is real estate? Very simple. Real estate is a piece of property. Real estate is first of all land before it is house. So it's any land, natural or man-made that is built on that land. So it's both the land and the property. That's what makes it a piece of real estate. So, but my topic, according to Dr. Mercy, is the role of a real estate agent and the qualities and strategies one needs to be a successful real estate agent. Okay, so who is an agent? An agent is a professional, licensed person, that negotiates and acts on behalf of the clients in real estate transaction. So I'll go again. An agent is a professional, licensed person that acts on behalf of the clients in matters of real estate. So like the topic here states that it said the role of a real estate agent. So that means an agent actually has a role to play when it comes to real estate matters. Okay, hope you can hear me, please. Please, can we confirm? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I
So,
can hear you.
all right. So an agent is actually a person that acts on behalf of the client. So what are the qualities and the strategies that is needed to be successful as a real estate agent? Okay, let's come down to our Nigerian system. When you talk about, when you just hear the word agent, there is already a very bad image that some persons have actually produced. So when you mention agents, you are seeing a scammer, you are seeing a liar. You understand? You are seeing a dishonest person. So no, I'm just being honest. You
Yes,
understand
sir.
what I'm saying? So let's just come down to our Nigeria. Let's not be too foreign, say America. We're in Nigeria. This is Nigeria. So let's
Very
be
true,
honest.
sir.
So when you just mention agent, they'll be like, oh, there's a way they will see you, because most of them don't really know how to, create this relationship with clients. So what it takes to be successful in real estate, you have to be different. And that difference, the first difference you have to make is integrity. Most people say real estate, as an agent, you have your business plan, you have your business knowledge, you have your business, strategies and everything. Yeah, that's good. But you can actually have that and actually feel, because the people you are buying from are actually emotional beings. They can reason, they can feel. You understand? And their emotion can actually bypass all your business strategies, because they might not trust you to buy from you. So no matter the strategies, they will still reason their emotion. You get what I'm saying? So, first of all, to be a successful real estate person, you have to be honest. Integrity is the first quality of a real estate agent that will be successful. In Nigeria, integrity is very important. Very, 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 like he said a good name is better than silver and gold. That is real estate. Let me just tell you the truth. That's real estate. So if you're saying a good name in real estate is better than silver, I know what I'm saying. So first of all, integrity. Why? Because the first duties of a real estate agent is called fiduciary duties. Fiduciary duties. What's the fiduciary duty? Fiduciary duty is a duty of a real estate agent or a salesperson, to act on behalf of the client, putting the client interest first before your own interest. So it's very key that we understand that the clients actually that we are dealing with, they are emotional creatures, and they have the ability to reason with their emotion. You know, when people buy properties, they actually buy from love. You know, people don't buy property because it's expensive. They actually buy because they love it. They can feel it. You can actually see them talking about it. I just like the way you can actually see love in their eyes. So people buy from love actually. So if you can put their interest first, they can sense it that you have their interest in that, and they will stay with you. It's as simple as that. And they can refer you and say, you get one guy we set this house for me. The guy, there's a way they will understand. Just like when you are there for people in their down times, when they are down, those people, they have a very high tendency of loving you and keeping you and honoring you and respecting you. Same with real estate. Real estate is first relationship before it is actually financial. Let's just leave it like that. That's a quote. It's first of all relationship before any other thing comes in. Okay, so real estate, I just mentioned first duties, fiduciary duties. That's FUDICIAROY. So the fiduciary duties of a real estate agent, that's the first duties, which is putting the client's interest first. So we'll jump to the next one. What's the next one? Create a good real estate network. So how do you create a real estate network? Because this one thing about real estate is this: you cannot have all the properties at hand, because there are times some persons will come and say, you get property for this area. You know, even if I have at that moment, you might come in the next 2 months, I might not have. So, but I already have a network that I've created of real estate agents. I can call and say, okay, Alpha, you know, I know that, okay, this person is in charge of Sapele Road, this person is in charge of Lagos, so is Abuja. So I know who to call. So that's a network that I've created of, you know, real estate agents, reliable ones. So you understand? So they are my team. I work with them. I call them, you know, like that. So with that, you cannot disappoint a client, because you cannot always have stuff. So because when it comes to that agent, that means you are the middleman between the buyer and the seller. Though you can be both, you know, like it's called dual agency in real estate. Dual agency is when an agent stands on behalf of the buyer and the seller. So you have the interest at heart of both the buyer and the seller. You talk to the buyer, you talk to the seller. You are working for both of them, but it's not really rare like that. You understand? But though in some cases you have them, but in most cases the buyers actually have their agent and the sellers actually have their agent. It depends on the situation, and it depends on the person in charge of the properties before you actually get to the person. So it's like that. So like I said before, second, I said create a good real estate network. You know, you have your people you can call so that you are always reliable. You always have properties at hand, because market can change at any time. There's something called the buyer's market and the seller's market. Today, you can have buyer's market. In the next 2 weeks, it can change. It's just like, you know, seller's market. So what's a buyer's market? A buyer's market is when we have more more properties at hand. More properties at hand and less buyers. You know, at that moment when the property is actually much, you know, we have more choices. You know, those buyers actually, they can make choices from any of them, because property is actually excessive at that moment. But when we have the seller's market is when there is less properties and most buyer. So at that moment, the buyers are very much, you know, they are many, they are plenty, and the properties are very few. So at that moment we have the sellers market. So at that moment the sellers actually have opportunity to actually exploit the buyers, because that's what it's actually done in Nigeria, and not in Nigeria, around the world. So we have two markets in real estate. Though at times you can have the middle market, but it is actually not stable. So you can be in the buyers market, sellers market. So it might just dwindle a little and go to buyers market, might shake a little, sellers market. So it's hardly stable. So that is another thing. So thirdly, rather, create a good relationship with your clients. You see, like I said before, I said it is first of all relationship before it is sales. If you can create a good relationship with your clients, there's a very high possibility that they will buy from you. It is first of all really, most I've seen agents, they are very desperate for money. I've seen agents that they are impatient. They want that's the money they just want the money. They don't care about whether you are buying, whether the property is even stolen. They don't care. They are after their money. And that is not really a good qualities of a real estate agent. With that moment, you can actually just be getting the money, but there's a probability that you will not excel. That is just it. Because real estate, all agents are known in Benin City or Lagos or Abuja or wherever you are. Because agents, they know themselves. I've actually been in a situation where I actually met one agent and we're going to check a land with a client, with some of my clients, and we're driving down. And I mentioned one guy, his name. The agent say, I know that guy, that's scammer. And the guy actually scammed me too. So he already had a very bad image in real estate because agents, they know themselves. It's a very small world when it comes to real estate. Real estate is not a large, it's a very small world. It's a very, very small world. When it comes to real estate, it's not a large world, it's a small one. Agents know themselves very well. So integrity is not something that can be taken for granted when it comes to real estate. So it's first of all integrity first before it is sales. So create a good relationship with your clients. Try to be patient with them. Try to understand them. Try to feel what they feel. Most of them actually had bad experiences. So try to be patient. Try to understand what they really want. If you actually know what they really want, they see it's emotional. Real estate is emotional. It's an emotional business. In quotes, real estate is an emotional business. So try to create a very good relationship with your clients. And from there, you can actually start making progress. You can actually start seeing changes because it is first of all relationship before it is sales. So, fourthly, okay, understand that buyers, like I said before, buyers are emotional creatures. Okay, buyers are very, very emotional creatures. People buy with their emotion. People don't buy with their brain. When it comes to buying property, some of them they might, there's a way the emotion can actually submerge your reasoning, sense of reasoning. You understand? It's very hard to convince someone that is already in love with a property. That's why we actually advise clients. We tell them, don't fall in love with your property. Remove your emotion, reason. If you can reason, you can know if truly you really want this property. But most people, they are overwhelmed by emotion. They like it, especially when the man comes with his family, when he sees the wife happy, he say, I like this property, this one is just satisfied. So if it's actually a male client and is married, try to create relationship with the wife and the children when they come from there. Once the wife and the children can say, we want this, the man does not have any other option. So these are things that many people don't really know. They will just, they will think maybe it's just the business, this stuff. Those ones are good, but these are little things that can create a very sharp difference. These are little things because you are buying from people that are buying from that they are emotional creatures. They are first emotional before any other thing. So if you can actually understand that the wife and the children of the client are very, very important in the business, you can actually go very far. Though it sounds funny, but it's true. It works. It works like magic. It works every time. So what if it's a single person? If it's a single person, same thing. Just create relationship with them. Just try to understand their needs. If you can understand their needs and put their interests first, you scale through. Okay, let's go to the next thing. Buyers want to trust. They want someone that can listen to them. Just like in a relationship right now, the ladies always like to talk. So they actually want a case whereby your they actually want the case whereby you can actually listen to them, you can actually understand their need. So if you can actually understand their need, there will be an attachment with you, and from there you guys can flow together in the business. But when there is distrust, it is hard for them to actually patronize you, because this thing is by reference. They might refer you somewhere and say, okay, is by real estate is by most of the time is by hearsay. Somebody might tell another person about you, and that's how you just, it's as simple as that. So let's jump to the next one. He said like I said before, sorry, he said the best sales real estate persons are those that create good relationship with their clients. It's as simple as that. Relationship, the business will take you very far in it. So to be effective, to be a very successful real estate agent, you must know that you are dealing with humans with emotions, and you must know how to handle them. and you must know how to trust them and be patient, because some clients are actually very annoying and they might take a long time. You might be wondering, what did they here? Just pay. You understand? Don't try to push them. Don't be pushy. Try to be patient with them. It's patience. Real estate, patience, integrity, patience, integrity, patience, integrity is key. Because some clients, a property that might just, you can just sign here, close the deal and everything, that can just take 5 minutes. Some client might take 5 months. You might be tired. You might be saying, I beg, but you need to be patient with them. You need to be patient with them. You need to have that patience in heart. Okay. So another thing, you must know your properties very well. You must know your properties, because in real estate, location is very, very important. Like I always say, I tell my students, I say, a mansion in a village doesn't make the village a city. A mansion in a village is still in a village, because in real estate, location is very key. Location is key in real estate. So you must know your properties very well. You must not assume. You must find out. Be sure. Don't say, I think that property is. I think. In fact, before you get to it, tell them I'll get back to you. Let them not sense any slight lack of knowledge on the matter. Make sure you get your full knowledge. So when you're asking, you can give answer at that moment. So don't assume that, okay, but once you assume and later find out that it's not true and you give them, they will not trust you. They will think you are not reliable, because they are dealing with this money you're talking about. It's millions. So they don't want to give their money or patronize somebody that is not serious. They'll just feel you are not reliable. And once they can create that in their mind, they're done. That's it. So you must create relationship. 1, 2, understand your client. 3, be patient. 4, know your properties very well, in and out. Know the location. In fact, compare prices with prices. Compare prices, because prices in a house, in a very specific location can actually change. Because the only time a property is not an asset is when it is under renovation. By default, real estate is an asset. But the only time it's not an asset is when it's under renovation. So you might assume that a property is an asset at that moment, and the price might change because it's under renovation. So when the renovation has finished, price has changed, and you are still giving. So you must be sure per time, because prices can change per time. It is a very sensitive business. You must not assume. Simple things like this can actually determine a lot. Simple things. Okay, so you must know your properties. You must compare properties by properties with other areas. For example, now a 3-bedroom bungalow or a 3-bedroom duplex in a location, that's the one your client wants. You must know the price too of the one closest to it. You will compare the price with the price, okay, of this one. It means the price should not be too much, because some clients actually cheat. For example, now a property might be 50 million. Maybe for example, like Sapele Road, 3-bedroom bungalow, 50 million naira. There might be another property in that same location, the same stuff, amenities inside, everything, same thing. And that property might be 60 million, the same location. So at that moment, what do? You find out the price of about 3 properties of the same size, the same location, the same qualities, the same amenities, the same equipment, the same everything. Find out the price of those things and determine your price of a property that you give to your client. So because assumption is very, very important and very, very dangerous when it comes to this business. You don't assume, you find out and you are sure of your property. Okay? And another thing is this, which is very, 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 very key in real estate. Properties can change per time. For instance, right now, if your client is buying a commercial property, for instance, let's use Sapele Road for example now. Your client is buying a property, and in the daytime, that place is booming, business-wise, you can use for business. But your client actually has the intention of making that property a ninth, using it for a ninth business. You might assume that in the day is booming, of course, but in the night might change. Because property location is very important. For instance, right, like I said before, in Sapele Road, a complex, used for all this sales stuff, it's booming during the day. But your client has mentioned that, okay, I want to use this particular place for a 9 business, maybe like from like 7 p.m. to like 12 a.m. Okay, the advice to actually give clients is some salesmen are this: you go to your location and investigate day and night. Are they the same thing? Because it might be different. Yes, at night some places are like graveyard, then in the day it's booming. The other way, at during the day some places are like graveyard, but at night they are booming. So you see, so in those kind of locations, you actually give advice to your client, tell them, okay, see this area at night is more active. There are areas like that that during the night time they are more active, and during the daytime they are less active. You actually find people in that area. You hardly find people in that area during the day, but at night they are very, very active. So that's the kind of location you can advise your client to use for business. Okay. So, but in the course of this class, you are free to ask your questions. Okay, because it's very, very important we you know understand and flow together. I'm not just talking. I want you guys to, it's an interactive class, so feel free to ask your questions, feel free to drop your comments, just feel free, okay, as we proceed. Okay, so like I stated before, put your client interest at hand at first. Let it be the first thing on your mind. Let it be the first and the most important thing. Okay. Secondly, understand that location, like proximity to school, proximity to shopping complex, proximity to hospitals, those are the things they consider. So those are the things that you do the work. Real estate agencies work. You have to do the work. You have to go out of your way and check, are there schools around this location? Are there hospitals around the location? Because they'll be sick. They will have to find something nearby. Are there shopping complexes around the location? Are there recreational centers? Are there restaurants? Are there hotels around this particular property that my client is interested in? These are things you should look out for. Okay, because the people, like I said before, the people that are buying, don't forget that thing. The people that are buying from you are emotional creatures. They are not aliens. They are not robots. Rather, they have emotion. They can feel, and they can feel. They can understand. They can sense if you are really with them or you want to just take the money and run away. So if they see that you actually just interested in the money, they will not really take you seriously. Though you have to be patient because it might not always work out the way you plan it to work out. Okay, because there will be many disappointments. Trying to be there for your client. Some clients never appreciate your efforts, but you have to be. It's integrity. You have to be patient and be there. It's you have to pay the sacrifice because some clients will even see that because you are even loyal. Some might even take advantage of you, but still yet you must be patient. You must be reliable. You must have integrity. Real estate is a business. It's like serving God. It's like the word of God. Sorry, it just has a way of just following. If you can take what God is saying about real estate, like just those things about integrity, character, you can do very well in real estate. But once you have become dubious, once you have become it's very addictive. I've seen people that started very honestly, and before you know, they became something else. They must just lie. I've seen somebody at one time, we're doing the business, price was 50 million. The guy said, more to the clients 70 million. Then we will share them, 7 million. I know the guy said, no. He was angry. I said, it's not about the money actually. This integrity matters a lot. I've actually had calls from different people when it comes to this business, especially lands in Abuja. In a place like Abuja, once you can meander, once you have one bad record in real estate, you are done for because they will know you, and there's no way they will do business with you because most of the lands in Abuja they are under the government. Majority of them, many of them, they controlled by the government. So even before you actually get access to the land, they already know you. So once you can create that bad image in real estate, once you can create that image of lack of integrity, it will stay with you. So the first thing and the most important thing in real estate is integrity. So if you can maintain integrity, you will do very well. Okay, and like I stated earlier, proximity to school, proximity to shopping complex, proximity to hospitals, proximity to basic, things that people, need in their daily lives. Consider it. Look around location. Find out if they are around. They are around, that's a good location. Advise your client, see, this area is not good. To see if they this area out. Be honest. They will say, no mind, they know that they like the property. But if you're telling them, see, let me be honest with you, this property is not good for you. Wow, they're like, oh, wow. So meaning they're like, this guy is, you get us for heart. They will stay with you. Simple. So before the other one comes in the business, business knowledge, you have to have a good real estate network, then good business knowledge, publicity, sales skills, closing skills, negotiation skills, very, very important. You must know how to negotiate. Some properties you must see. There are times I've been in situations whereby it is about to be closed like this. It's about to be closed like this. Everything has been settled. Just to sign, the deal was just scattered. There are cases like that. At that moment, you must not lose the patience. You must just maintain your cool. This is actually for the mature, because there are many heartbreaks when it comes to these things. You will face agent that will cheat you. You face people that will lie, try to just use you and everything, but you must maintain your integrity, you must maintain your patience, you must maintain your trust for you to be a successful real estate sales person. Very, very important. Okay, so before we proceed, is there any question? You can just ask your question. Feel free to ask a question before we come to the other thing.
Okay. I think there was a question earlier. Let me. Okay.
So Messi, any all right. Okay. How can I join the business? Because I need big money to start. Actually, there is something about real estate investment. There is something called no money down. You can actually do this business without having a dime. It's very, very possible. Very, very possible. Very, very, very possible. How? How do I mean? There's something about properties that these banks and all these organizations that actually give out loan, or that is mindset they have about properties. They know that property is actually great investment. But if you go to them right now and ask them for money that you want to buy properties, you must say, okay, I must have a collateral. I must have a collateral. What would I use as a collateral? I don't have anything. I don't have any car. I don't have any house as collateral. So how do I invest in this business? The major thing is this: when you are meeting a bank, for example, now for like First Bank, and you're saying, okay, I want to borrow 100 million. What for? I want to buy a property at Lagos. Okay, property at Lagos, 3-bedroom bungalow. Okay, good. Okay, where is the collateral? You can say the property I'm buying will be the collateral. So even if you cannot meet up to the expectation, they can take back the property. You didn't lose anything actually. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So even if the property,
yes,
you don't have, okay, even if you cannot meet up to the expectation, you can still use the property you are buying with your money as collateral. So even when the time comes whereby you cannot meet up and everything, they can take back their property and you didn't lose anything. So it is very possible to start real estate without your own money in the first place. So it's not only about your own money. Like a very good business person said, Robert Kiyosaki, he said only fools use their money to buy properties. The banks are there. He say go there and borrow their money and buy their properties, buy properties everywhere. So when they are asking for a collateral, use the same property you are buying rather as collateral. So they can take back their property and you don't have anything to lose. So it's actually very, very possible. All you just need is just, you know, the confidence to do that, because it takes a lot of confidence to do that kind of thing. I don't know if we're together. I don't know if we're together. Can
Yes,
you
sir.
hear me? Okay. All right. So it takes a lot of confidence to do that. So that's all. So you can actually start business without your own money. Just go to the bank. They hardly say no when it comes to property. They hardly say no. They hardly say no. If you can get a good link, get a good bank that can help you get a loan, buying a property, they hardly say no. So when they are buying it, fill in your collateral as that same property you are buying. So when the time comes, they can take it back. But if you can't sell that property, maybe you buy a property now, for example, now at 100 million, you borrow the money, you buy it 100 million. Then you do your renovation, maybe 5 million. Maybe the money we borrowed was about 110 million. Okay, you do your renovation 5 million, do the other things, 100 and plus million. Then you sell for 150 million. Then you give back the bank their 110 million. You take your own money home. People do this. I've seen people that do this thing. It sounds, like it actually sounds impossible, but it happens. It happens. It happens. It happens. I've seen people that bought property without no money down, without their own money. They bought from the bank and they became millionaires. It happens. But the only fear is that maybe property start actually depreciating. Property can depreciate. Okay, or maybe you buy a wrong property at the wrong location without asking questions. Property in a location that is full of crime. Those are the things that actually reduce the value of property. So when you buy a property in a location that is full of crimes and other things, so those value of property begin to depreciate. So that moment you make losses. So maybe you buy 100 million because of those natural disasters, those things that happen, the value of the property drops from 100 million to about 60 million. So you see that's a very serious problem. Okay, so but get the good information about that property before you actually proceed in buying it. Okay, so that's it. So any other question, please? Any other question?
Yes. Let me put it up.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. There's a question on the screen, sir.
Okay, I actually cannot see it. I think we will need to. Okay, please can you just read it out to me because I'm not. It's not reflecting on my screen.
Okay. Do you need to register with any government agency to be a real estate agent?
Okay, okay. In Nigeria we are in, there are many unlicensed agents. You don't really need you. Okay, according to the law, you should, but the way we do it in Nigeria, you can register with a broker, okay, an registration, and you be a retail. A retail is an agent in an association. When you join an association of real estate, you become a retail. Okay, so rather than registering with the government, okay, the broker that you're registering with are registered with the government. So you register under the broker and begin to act as an agent into them, consultant.
Yeah.
So yeah, simple as that. Simple as that. You register with the broker, it is much easier from there, and you get your trainings, you get your every other thing you need, knowledge and everything, that you can proceed from there and start. Right? So we're good. Any other question? Any other question?
Questions. Do we have questions?
Okay, if there are no questions, I can just proceed, right?
Yes, I can.
Okay, how many minutes do I have left now? so I will know how to.
We have about 15 minutes, sir.
Okay. All right. So let me just summarize my um, teachings today. I actually spoke about the you part and the client part. There is a part of the business knowledge. You get business knowledge. You need business knowledge. One of the most basic and important knowledge you need in real estate is communication skill. You must know how to communicate to your clients. Communication is not talking. Actually, it's actually understanding what your person is saying, your client is saying, and reasoning it, processing it, and giving it back. It's not just talking, it is communication. So you must get communication skills, negotiation skills. You must know how to negotiate deals. Go for trainings, go for business seminars. Go online. They are Danlock. We have Danlock. We have Robert Kiyosaki. We have so many of them online that can actually give you, these simple business basic communication skills that can actually very advance and sharpen your communication skills. So you're able to communicate with your clients, communicate with your real estate agent, your network and everything. So from there you can flow better. And secondly, you get your business skill. Okay, you must know how to account. You must know how to when it comes to real estate agency, you must know how to do your percentage. Okay, you must know how to do your percentage because percentage is what we use in real estate. There's something called asking price. There's something called um, um, initial deposit. There's something called there are many things. Real estate has a language of its own. Okay, it has a language of its own. For instance, right now, if you are your service is required by a client, and this client is asking you and is saying, okay, this my property I want to buy now is 100 million. Definitely you will get paid. But most of the time, when it comes to percentage, when it comes to properties, it's actually 10% of the buying price. For instance, right now, a property is 50 million naira. Okay, so if the client is buying a property of 50 million naira from you as the middleman, you get 10% of 50 million. Maybe 5 from buyer, 5 from seller, making it 10. Most of the time it's 10. I don't know how. It depends on the buyers and the seller. So it depends on how you arrange with them. So you are getting 10%. So even if your 10% is 5 million, for instance, you are not telling them my percentage is 5 million. No, you don't use that language message. You tell them my percentage is 5%. They will do the calculation by themselves. Because if you tell somebody 5 million, they'll be afraid. There's a way the thing can just make them shock. They'll be like, now wait with that. It has a language of its own. You use the languages to be, use the language. You study about real estate. You read books on real estate investment. You just sharpen. Knowledge has a way of putting you ahead of people. Knowledge is key. Knowledge is very, very important. So you get real estate knowledge, get knowledge about properties, get knowledge about markets, get knowledge about clients, get knowledge about basic things, basic concept, basic follow real estate updates. Okay, US, for example, now they have their own real estate system policies. It doesn't work with Nigeria. It doesn't work. It's not the same formula. It can be the same term, but not the same formula. Most of the time, they're actually very, very different. Though we do our real estate stuff in Nigeria, might not be the same way we are doing it in Canada. It changes. So we must know our real estate term here in Nigeria. Nigeria, we are in Nigeria, but we are not in US. So how does it work here? Find out where.
Yes, sir.
Get knowledge on it. Read books. There are books on real estate. There are hundreds and thousands of books in real estate. You can go online, download them from NetDrive. There are many books, online bookstore, real estate books by ABC Real Estate, Robert Kiyosaki, Investing in Real Estate. There are many. So get those knowledge. Read to get knowledge. Knowledge puts you ahead. Get your business skills, get your communication skills, get your investment skills. Okay, know the times and seasons of property changes. The value of property can change. Understand those basic things can put you ahead of because there was some time I was with some real estate guys, and we're discussing, and they were asking questions, I'm just talking and everything. They noticed that there was something about me. They were not like, how do you know these things? How? Say, guy, you sharp. Oh, I didn't know these things. I told them I read a lot. In fact, that was in 2020, and I told them that 2020 I read over 50 books on real estate. 50. I'm like, Jesus, because knowledge, you cannot downplay the piece of knowledge when it comes to real estate. You need knowledge. It's very, very important because you face challenges, you face new challenges. Even if reading itself, you must understand. Okay, like I was saying somewhere one time, I said, when you want to buy a property right now, especially in the commercial area, go there at night and check the property. If the lights are on at night or the lights are not on, those things can like what it concern lights, concern property. I say you just go and observe first. Because if that property, the lights are off, you can know the value of property and you can know how long that property has stayed, and you can know the condition of the property. Most of the time, you can know in the night than in the day. You understand? So they are just very basic things that people will wonder, and those are things that will set you apart from getting knowledge in real estate. Read books, watch videos. There are videos online you can watch. There are people like Robert Kiyosaki. He's a very, very simplified teacher. He can really teach you real estate that you understand it like play. That why is very, very hilarious when it comes to his teaching. You can understand what he's saying. You can grab that. Just get knowledge on real estate. Be grounded in knowledge. It will set you apart from others. Okay? If you set you apart from others, mix with real estate agents, get client negotiation, skill and many other things. It depends on get your knowledge about commercial properties, residential properties, agricultural properties, industrial properties, special purpose. There are many kinds of properties. So get your knowledge about it. Know the difference. Know the difference. Most of the time, the reason most of us know in Nigeria is just 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom, But when you mention things like commercial property, they're like, which time be that one again? It's very simple. Residential properties, agricultural properties, special purposes like hotels, amusement park, restaurants, Then when you're talking about industrial properties, you are talking about like this manufacturing companies, production companies, warehouses, designs, inventions, lab, So just get those knowledge, just get it. And when you can have that kind of knowledge, knowledge set you apart. In the Bible, let's read the Bible right now. In the book of I think Daniel chapter 10, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. What set them apart was knowledge. They had more knowledge than any other person there. And the king set them, in the highest position in the kingdom. Because of what? Knowledge. They had knowledge than all the rest princes. There were many princes, but knowledge set the princes apart. So even among princes, knowledge will set you apart. So knowledge is very, very important when it comes to real estate. Okay? So I think I should be running up now. I should be running up right now. Okay. Okay. Can I just itemize everything again, like from the beginning, so I can even
Yes, sir.
right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let me just itemize quickly. Roles of a real estate agent, qualities and strategies one needs to be successful as a real estate agent. I said before, your subsidiary duties, very important. Okay, acting on behalf of your client, putting your client interest at first, putting their interest first before your own. Good. Understand that you are dealing with emotional creatures. It's very, very important. Very, very important. 3, create good relationship with your clients. Very, very important also. Understand also that buyers are emotional creatures. So you know how to reason with their emotion, you know how to relate with them, you know how to flow with them, be patient with them. Okay. 4, learn to gain trust from your buyers. Build the trust Be patient because some of them might actually delay in buying. They might be frustrating and annoying most of the time, especially when they're not the one paying for it. Maybe their uncle abroad. You understand? So they might need to even do video call. They might have to call you every day, day and night. So you have to be patient. Okay? So it's very, 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 very important. All right. Also, know your properties. Know the locations. Compare properties with other properties around that location. Understand real estate terms, terminologies, concepts, languages, business skills, communication skills, negotiation skills. Very important. Negotiation skills. You must know how to negotiate. Win-win negotiation, win-lose negotiation, or lose-lose negotiation. But we know that the best kind of negotiation is actually win-win. When both parties are actually happy after the negotiation. So win-win is what we're actually after. So win, I win, you win. Okay, I win, you win does not mean I sell and you pay. It might be I you didn't pay, I didn't receive anything, we are good. You guys, so it's just like that. Okay, so business knowledge, business skills, communication skills, get your knowledge on real estate. Read books,
Yeah.
read books. I cannot tell you any other thing. Just read books. Go online, download books, and just be reading from there. Just get it will expand. There are many things that you are not hearing from here that you will know from those books. So just read books, get knowledge, be grounded, in it. Books knowledge make you it makes you complex. When I make complex, I'm not talking about difficulty. It makes you heavy. You are loaded knowledge. Over time, you find out that you can see a purpose that you can just in your mind, you're just seeing how to make it. Like at times when I see properties, I can know that this property like this, and I don't like that, I don't like this. It go work. Why? Because of knowledge. Yeah, it's true. It's true. When I look at, I know this property. They cannot do it like this. It go enter, but it's knowledge. It's knowledge, and you will see opportunities when it comes to real estate. Once you have knowledge, you will see opportunities. Knowledge creates ideas. The reason why we're trying to create ideas and we're not getting ideas from real estate because we don't have knowledge. It takes knowledge to have an idea in something. If you don't know anything in the first place, you cannot have any idea from that thing. So you need knowledge first of all to even be able to think of anything. So knowledge. Okay. So I think I'm done. Any question before I just?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. It's like I'm having my first conversation with Sister. That day.
I remember. I remember. Thank you so much, Dr. Mercy. I really appreciate you, Mom.
It's a pleasure, sir. So we have some questions. Let me put them up.
Okay, you can put them up. Or you can just read them because actually I'm not seeing the screen. It's not reflecting anymore. So you can just read them.
Okay, sir. I'll just put them. The difference between an agent, a broker, and a realtor.
Okay. All right. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. The difference between an agent, a broker,
and a realtor. Okay. Who is an agent? Like I said before, I say an agent is a professional, licensed, a person, a professional that's licensed to do business on behalf of the client, to negotiate, to conduct search and everything on behalf of a client. So that's what an agent is, a professional, licensed personnel, Then when you are talking about an agent can be a realtor. The only difference between them is that one is in an association. Are you getting me? When you say an agent is an association of real estate, real estate agents or real estate association, anything that has to do with association, is a realtor. So not all agents are realtor, but all realtors can be agents. I don't know if you get what I'm saying, right? Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So a broker is an that word actually I actually had a very hard time understanding that word like critically. But I got to find out that a broker, the best and most simplified way to really explain it is like um um okay, Messi, what's the name of your the company you work with? The company you work with, is the company you work with.
Property World African.
Yes, that is an
P1.
example of okay, yeah, P1.
Property
That's
World
an example of a
African
broker.
Network. P1.
Yeah, P1. That's a very good example of a broker. A broker is a company, okay, that employ the services of agents, and the agent works on behalf of the company. The brokers are the ones that actually, they are the one in charge. In fact, they are responsible for the behaviors, the actions of the real estate agents. So the brokers are actually the one. They're like a body that actually takes in agents. They employ them, and the agent acts as consultant on their behalf. I don't get what I'm saying. But the broker can come between the agent and the client. So, but they are just like a company. They are acts on behalf of the client. They employ the services of agents to work for them. That's the most simplified explanation I can give of who a broker is. A broker is not a person. A broker can be a person, but a broker is an organization, a licensed organization that acts on behalf of the client through the services of real estate agents or salespersons. Okay, so that's the most simplified explanation. So a realtor is an agent that belongs to an association. I don't know if I'm making sense. Hello? Hello, can you hear me? I don't know if I'm
Yes, I can hear you.
okay. So I think that question has been answered, Abby.
I'll be
Okay.
putting up the other question.
Okay, you have to read
Thank
them
you
because
so
it's
much.
not okay.
Okay. I'll read it. It said, sir, please, which do you say will enhance communication and business skill? Which did you
Sorry,
say will enhance?
which
Can you hear me,
sorry,
sir?
I didn't get that. No, please just read your question
Okay,
again, please.
okay. Sir, please, which do you say will enhance communication and business skill?
Okay. I don't know if I am getting the question rightly, but you said which do you see will enhance communication and business skill? I said knowledge.
Okay,
Okay,
which app?
knowledge.
Which app?
Which what?
Is there an app that will enhance communication and knowledge and
No, what
business
I
skill?
mean, no, like I actually mean informations, business classes, business seminars, like people like Robert Kiyosaki, Dan Lok. There are many. There are
Okay,
many that
okay.
use like that. Yeah. Yeah, so I think that question has been
So
answered.
you mean business meetings, business trainings,
Exactly, exactly.
right? Right,
Business
sir.
meetings, business trainings. Like after I actually got my own business, sorry, real estate. When I started my real estate classes and everything, I actually went for a business training too, and I got my certificate, about 31 certificate on business. So just for you to have that to balance it with your real estate knowledge, from there you can flow from there. It's as simple as that. Yeah. So I think that has been answered, Abby.
Yes, sir. Then this
Okay.
person is asking Babalola Adebukola. Said, please recommend books, sir. Said,
Okay,
please
I will
recommend
drop.
books.
Okay, yes, I think I should drop the books, the link to the books on the group chat. So I think I will do that because
Okay.
there's a book called ABC in Real Estate. There's another book called okay by this the real estate Future Product Company. That's Dr. Saki, his assistant. What's that name again? Mike Collins, something like that. So, but I will send this list of the books on the group chat. So I think that would be better because there are lots of books like that, a lot of good books. I want to highlight them and send to the group chat. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I think those are the questions we have. Are there any other questions? Thank you so much, for so much clarity. Any questions?
Dr. Messi.
That's the way I'm learning like this. The way I'm at your feet learning.
You know, boss now, not the.
I'm at your feet.
You are.
Mm.
I believe you, ma. I appreciate you. There's a
Thank you
lot.
so much. Okay, I don't think we have any other question. I can't see any other question in the comment section. Okay. I think that will be also so if you're not a part of it, you can send a message so you can be added to the WhatsApp group chats. Okay. Thank you so much, sir. It's such a pleasure. Thank you for teaching us on becoming real estate agents. I think one thing that was really that you were talking about, I still remember very well when I started. When you told me that I should not put my eyes in money. I should make sure I protect it. So at some point, the money getting to the eyes, but I always remember that thing that I was about the fact that because normally we are Christians, we believe in God, we know better that we should have people's emotions or people's um, their business, their feelings at heart. But when you start seeing the money, that's when the real test starts. So when we started seeing the money, I started seeing the morning. I had to remember that Sandra used to tell me this thing. I had to be telling my head, telling my brain that see, remember, your eye must not be on the money, because I know that a lack of integrity really distress people in this industry. It really distress a lot, and on the long run, some people don't even care about it. They just chill and they're like, I beg, as long as I make my money. But I know from you, from what you have told me, from what you have taught me, that that person will not go far at all.
It's true. Very, 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 very true. I'm glad. I'm seeing you do. I'm really glad. Whenever you just come to my mind and I see all this, I'm really happy. Like, I'm glad. I don't know how much to explain, but I'm really glad. I'm proud of you, Messi. I'm happy.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you for
you,
having me
sir.
on your.
Such a pleasure
I
having
was
you.
blessed.
Oh, thank you.
So
Thank you, sir. Thank
and
you for coming to
and
the real
thanks.
estate conference.
Yeah, and thanks to Miss Landlady Messi Abi.
Madam Landlady.
Miss
Yes,
Messi.
Messi Okeke.
Madam Landlady.
Yes.
Madam Landlady. Thank you
Yes.
so much, ma. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, sir. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone. It has been a long day, I must say. Please let me know in the comment section if you were blessed. Let us know if you were really, if you know the rules of a real estate agent. You know what to look out for. You know how to be successful in the industry, because it's a big industry. At the same time, it's a small industry. So you need to have at the back of your mind, or even at the front of your mind, that you must have integrity. You must be patient with your clients, and you must treat them with utmost sincerity, because on the long run it pays. On the long run, it comes back to you. So I'm very sure we were blessed in, or we were impacted rather in today's session. We'll be having the real estate conference continue tomorrow, and by the same time, 5 p.m., we're going to be having our two awesome speakers, Mr. Victor Adegbile and Mr. David Ewere. So do not miss tomorrow's session. You'll be glad you didn't. All right. Thank you so much. Let's take down what we've heard and let's work with them. If you have questions, the group chat is open, so you can ask your questions and we can always refer to the speakers in this short period of time. Thank you so much for being a part of the Real Estate Conference 2023. It's such a pleasure having, for those of us that sit in the head, I think I've been seeing Grace Idiare. Thank you so much, ma. You stayed in the end. Then Mr. Collins Okpare, thank you so much. Babalola Adebukola, thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for being in this conference today. Whose name have I not mentioned? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Those that are watching on Facebook, thank you so much. Those that are watching on YouTube, thank you so much. So it will be streaming live on Facebook and YouTube tomorrow. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening and night rest. Thank you. Bye. Bye. Good night. Bye. Yeah.